every day because that's gonna help you get a job more. What's up? It's the one and only Marianoarmani. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell and subscribe, of course. If you're not here, if you're new here, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Marianoarmani, and let's get right into this video. So today, I'm gonna be giving y'all tips and advice of trying to get a job as a teenager. I know, of course, summer is coming up and everybody want a job. They want their own money because your parents don't keep giving you money. So today I'm gonna give you tips on how to get a job. And first, I'm gonna give you all the apps which you need to download if you're a teenager trying to get a job. So let's get right into it. So first thing first, I'm gonna say is, if you 14 and 15, it's gonna be very hard for you to get a job. Well, I live in Georgia, and I know it's hard to get a job if you just come in 8th grade and you aren't even kind of 9th grade. Some people are 15 9th grade. So it's gonna be very hard for you to get a job. Just kind of wait till 16 or just keep looking real hard, because getting a job at 14 and 15 is gonna be very rare. Well, I know at least in Georgia it is. Now, if you live in a different state, keep on looking and trying or ask around. But I know in Georgia it's very hard to get a job at 14 and 15. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's just harder. So just keep looking and don't give up, or just wait till you're 16. Now the first tip I'm gonna give you, tip 1, is download Snag a Job and Indeed. Them gonna be your 2 apps you need to download if you're looking for a job. So make sure you download Snag a Job and Indeed and put in where you live, what city you live in. If you live in blank blank, type it in, and a bunch of jobs gonna pop up, and you just keep on scrolling until you find a job you want, or just start applying. My tip 2 is, just don't apply for one job. If you really want a job at McDonald's, just don't apply for McDonald's. Apply for more than McDonald's, because you may not get a job, or you may not even get a call from McDonald's. So McDonald's is my example. So if you really want a job at McDonald's, don't just apply there. Apply at Burger King, Wendy's, etc. All these different places, because McDonald's might not even give you a call back. So apply more than one job. Don't apply to your dream job. Apply more. Because you're gonna need more options, just in case that job don't call you, or you don't get that job. Tip 3: don't sit around and just wait for the job to call you after you apply. Don't wait for a call. Call up there and be like, "Hello, I'm just calling to make sure you got my application." And most of the time, they're gonna say, "Yes, we did. Come in for an interview tomorrow or a couple days after that." Just don't sit around and wait. Call up there. If it ain't nothing but an hour, or wait a day after you apply and call. Just don't wait for the call, because you might not never get one. So make sure you call and make sure you talk to a manager. Ask for the manager. Don't talk to a team member. Tip also, I put this as in tip: put everything you ever do on your resume. This kind of tied to what I just said. Make sure everything's on your resume. Stuff you did, like if you did 4-H, if you played baseball, if you played softball, if you was a cheerleader, if you played basketball, put all that down in your resume. Everything you ever did in school, that was like an after-school curriculum, put it down on your resume, because it's good to say it in an interview. But tip 4 is, when you're applying for a job, it's going to ask you how many days you want to work. Put every day, Monday through Sunday, because that's very important. People love it. Don't put, like, even if you're not even telling the truth about it, don't just put, "I can work Monday, Tuesday, sometime on Fridays." Don't put it. Put every day. Even if you don't mean it after you get the job, put every day, because that's gonna help you get the job more. So remember that when you're applying. It's gonna give you like a calendar thing. It's gonna say Sunday through Saturday. Check box all them. Tip 5: even if you don't, it's gonna ask you, do you have transportation? Even if you don't have a car or somebody taking you to work, put yes, I got good transportation. Even if you know that you don't really have good transportation, just put yes, because that's, especially if you're trying to get a job in fast food, that plays a big part, because they gonna want you to have good transportation. So don't go in the interview and don't apply and be like, don't check no, or don't say no. I don't really got a good transportation, because you're not gonna get the job most likely, because fast food, you have to be there on time, because most of the time you shift changing a lot, so you're gonna definitely want to know if you got good transportation. So make sure you put yes, don't put no, even if you don't. Tips Tip 6 is, don't stress about the interview. Just go in there, be yourself. Of course, you're gonna be nervous because it's an interview. Just make sure you smile and be yourself. Don't go in there stumbling over words and like that. Just be yourself. Talk to them like you're talking to one of your friends, because they're not gonna be hard on you. They're gonna talk to you. They're gonna have a regular conversation with you, and it's gonna ask you questions and stuff about you. It's easy. Most interviews don't even last 10 minutes, barely. Only interview that lasts a long time is Chick-fil-A interview. But any other interview, they better last 10 to 15 minutes. It's dead quick. So don't stress about it. My tip 7 is what to wear to an interview. I mean, you don't have to try to go in there and dress like you're going to church. I mean, if you're a boy, just wear a khaki shirt or a button-down shirt with blue jeans and, a pair of tennis shoes or Afro ones, something like that. For a girl, I don't really know what you can wear. You can wear like a long sleeve button-down shirt or a nice dress or something, but you don't have to go all out and dress, because like I just said, the interview's not gonna last number like 10 to 15 minutes at the most. So you don't have to go in there and dress. Just make sure you have a nice clean, make sure your appearance looks good. And if you're trying to get a job at Chick-fil-A, only thing I can tell you is take your piercings out. That'll be the best. If like you going there for an interview, take your piercings out. Well, it depends on what fast food job you get. Because some jobs don't want you to wear piercings. Most fast food jobs don't care, but some do. So just take like earrings out. Like when I went in my interview for Chick-fil-A, I took my earrings out, because some jobs don't want you to wear earrings if you're a boy, at least. So just make sure your appearance are nice. Make sure you do all your hygiene stuff, and you'll be good. Tip 8, when you go into your interview, make sure, if your interview starts at 5 o'clock, be there at 4:45. Don't get there at least 10 or 15 minutes early. Don't come in at least 5 or 10 minutes early. Don't come in right. If your interview starts at 5 o'clock, you should not be walking into it at 5 o'clock. You should be there earlier than the interview actually starts. They're gonna pay attention to that, because when you start working, if your shift starts at 2, they're gonna want you there at least like 1:50. 1:55. You should not be getting there right when it starts. That's a red flag. They ain't gonna like that. Tip 9. If you once your interview over, most fast food jobs are gonna tell you something the same day. But if they don't, call up there. I say give it a couple days. Don't give it more than a week though. Like honestly, because the summer, if you get a job in the summer, your summer is going by. Don't wait week or 2 weeks. Call up there and you need to ask, can I speak to a manager or whoever you was in an interview with, and get on the phone and say, I'm just calling to see what my status of employment is. Make sure you speak to a manager or the person that did the interview. You really gonna want to speak to a person that was in their interview. So if they're not there that day, call the next day and see if they're there. But you always gonna want to talk to the person that you did your interview with, because nobody else really gonna know who you are. And tip 10, which is the most important tip, make sure you have all your documents in place and bring a folder. Don't come in there with your birth certificate, social security card, all that in your hand holding it. You need to have a nice folder, because they're gonna look at that, and plus you don't want to lose that important stuff like your birth certificate, social security number. All that stuff is important. You're gonna need that for everything you do in life. So you need to make sure that you have that in a nice secured folder. And make sure if you don't have your permit or your ID, your permit, your driving license, go get an ID made at the DMV, because you're gonna need that stuff. You can't get a job without it. I wish somebody would have told me that when I first got my first job, because I didn't have my permit or license, and I had to wait like a week, 2 weeks to go get a ID, and you're gonna be wasting time. So make sure you have all that stuff before you even try to apply for a job, because you can't get one without it. And that's really all the tips I got for you. If you follow all these tips and do everything I just told you, you will most likely get the job that you want. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And if you want a part 2, I can give you more tips. Make sure you like this video and subscribe, and I'll make a part 2 for y'all. And make sure you follow me on Instagram. I'm put it right here. And I'm gonna list Snag a Job app and Indeed, all that gonna be in the description. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Morning out. I be putting that shit on, I'm just. Thought I fell out, but I kept getting better. I got this shit out of the mode, no show.